Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 6 of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. In the previous episode, our gang found the hideout of their ship's previous captain, the one who had originally found at Atten, and got the coordinates there. Of course, as they got this, Jude used his knowledge of the pirate code to usurp the control and captainship of their current ship, taking the kids prisoner and then going off, and that's kind of where we left off. In this little treasure trove, they found even a lightsaber, which he now has in his possession, and he brutally murdered some of the pirates that were coming after them as well, because he got control over the systems here, the booby traps and all of it, filling the previous room with acid as they were knocking at the door. It was pretty metal. That's where we left off, as we are now heading back in. Now, one thing I wanted to touch upon, because I didn't even think about this in the moment. I thought they sounded very familiar. I saw a lot of people say, like, because we got to see this distorted record of the captain, the previous captain, sitting there giving their recollection of the events, but they were kind of distorted. We couldn't see their face or anything like that, but their voice sounds very similar to SM-33. Now, my initial thought was like, oh, okay, they just kind of sound the same, or maybe even in his vanity programmed his own voice into the droid. But a lot of people seem to think that the whole, roundabout thing here is that maybe SM-33 is the captain, which would be a wild twist if that turns out to be true. But that still just raises the question then, who is the supervisor? How does that connect to all of this? How does that connect to the Mint? That's the only part of it that I'm a little hung up on. Why did he end up back on the ship? Why was he, is that the reason he was the only survivor? It was because he was the droid? In that, did they find it and then in his quest to terminate his crew end up in that position? Who knows? It very well could be true. And then that still leaves open the supervisor aspect of it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. Anyway, let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on movies we react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do the things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Till least, if you like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, and with that all said and out of the way, let's get ready to hop into episode 6, Zero Friends Again. Here we go. All right, I forgot they took the booby trap out of here. God, hey, honestly, oof. I was gonna say, seems kind of fun. That impact there at the end would definitely hurt.
Oh, over here! Hey, V! Are you okay? Oh, what's wrong with her?
Sometimes her augs go bad and then she can't move.
Really?
I'm gonna
That
reset
sucks.
and occipital link. Don't worry, KB. You're gonna be fine.
I hope so. I mean, I'm sure they will be, but like, just has me concerned, man. Nice.
You're not going anywhere. Oh, we've got a very special.
Okay, so Jaleel was not among those decimated by the acid.
Down there is the biggest pile of loot you will ever lay your eye on.
Save it, Silvo.
Might actually be telling the truth this time. I mean, look at this.
I'm in line for.
Oh, god damn it. They took his lightsaber. Wow. Damn.
No hard feelings, Dash. It really has been wonderful running into you.
Oh! Okay, looks like she's coming too.
You're like the ones that Kim called. She said they were called X-Wings.
Yeah, man, it's so wild that they're not familiar with anything.
No, they're the good guys.
Yes, they are.
No! They left us.
They don't even know you're here.
It's too bad, because I have the coordinates home and everything. So it's in your
She's
brain?
got it backed up.
So now we just need to climb back to our ship.
Still there, see?
It's impossible.
So I just know Wim's gonna fight me on climbing the cliff. How should we play it? Because, to be honest, I don't even know if Neel's gonna be able to.
Maybe we should consider some other options.
I can't think of any other options.
You can't. So you just assume there aren't any?
Why
What
are you?
Because if you were
world?
actually interested, you'd actually be listening for once. And maybe we'd actually talk about something. If there's something so important that you want to tell me, then go ahead.
Whoa.
Not alone down here.
Get away! They could be dangerous.
No, they're friendly. See, they
Huh.
can talk. And that means they're intelligent. They can help.
We need to climb back to the ship.
And up there, you're gonna fall and smash all the bones in your body.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
That is such a child thing to say. I love this because they really do feel like kids.
These guys are locals. We can follow them to someone who can help.
I'm with Wim.
Oh.
I guess we're splitting up. I guess we are. Let's go, Neel.
Huh.
Yeah, we'll pick you guys up once we get to the ship.
We'll already be at the ship waiting for you.
This thing is a wreck.
Captain Brutus will now pronounce the verdict.
I find the so-called Mad Captain Silvo guilty.
Mad Captain Silvo.
Him to death by airlock.
We're gonna walk the plank.
What of equal time? Right of last appeal. So says the Pirates' Code.
The right of last appeal must be honored. Equal time.
Most gracious. Equal time will now begin.
I want one. Go on.
I'm hungry. I've been hungry since I can remember. It's all I ever have are scraps.
What's he on about?
How long have you been hungry? How long have you been left behind in the junk heaps of the galaxy fighting over crumbs?
Enough of this glitter speech, Silvo.
Plasma still runs, sir.
Equal time.
We're all hungry because credits are scarce. There's never enough. What if there were? Just imagine. What if there were a place
okay.
where you didn't have to divvy up your take because your take never ran out? That glowweed plantation we all know you're saving up for. Imagine if you could buy yourself an entire ocean.
That'd be something.
That'd be pretty neat.
Virgin gleam of brand new Old Republic credits.
Just like the creds them brats were flashing. I told you they were real.
They're real. And I know where they make them, because I heard it from Tak. Renetak.
Rennet is dead.
Tak. Rennet soared away, away, aboard the Onyx Cinder.
We got a shanty! Woo! Let's go!
You're saying stories are true.
We all know Brutus makes a very capable first mate. You stick with him, you'll get a meager reward. Come with me. I'll give you the entire Criffin galaxy.
We'll go see this atom. If there's no treasure, you're going for a little ride.
Okay. You know, he's spun his tales a time or two before already, right? Promises a grand treasure and all these things. He's a good wordsmith, but he let them down last time, and I'm sure that wasn't the only time. At least this time he's got something physical. He's actually got some evidence to flash around that what he's telling might be true.
Think SM-33's okay?
KB, do you...
I don't think KB's okay. She's definitely not okay.
My Augs are corroded.
Corroded?
From the water.
What should I do?
From the steam.
Gather some droid servos. And maybe we can fix it.
That sucks, man. But I wonder what it is. Is it because, again, like anytime she's had a concern, Fern has not heard it, and this is now, after all of this, this is how they ended up here?
Legs like you, okay? I can't reach between the rungs.
Sorry, but not everyone can do things the same way you can.
She's not considerate of everybody else around them.
Have you ever done this before?
Sort of.
Is this why you didn't want to climb? You could have just told Fern.
Oh, did she not want to seem
Sometimes
weak or like a hindrance?
She's not exactly living in the real world herself.
Oh, yeah, totally.
What do you mean?
Kind of in the way that you do.
Fern always assumed I could do anything she could. Like I'm not different. Okay, well, that sounds good. But I am different.
Ignoring the reality of the situation. And that weighs heavy on her.
Anyway, pretending I could run around on a freezing cold moon, through a bunch of steam, climb a cliff, after days without maintenance. That's just not reality, Fern. So then just tell her that. She doesn't have patience for that. You know how she is. And then I'll have 0 friends again. It's so dumb.
Oh, she's worried
Anyway, you could
about
just be friends with me and Neel.
being honest, but then, oh, you got more friends now, man. She's worried about upsetting her, or that she might leave her behind if she can't keep up.
Now pour into the mold. Replace microfuse.
Damn, that cooled quick. And again, I'm sure the ground up here is cold as shit.
Doesn't fit. Push.
Are we good? Or she's just resetting. Okay. Okay, okay. God, man, that is so deep in her skull. Jesus.
What? Total system shutdown.
I was about to die.
What? Probably thought it would be more exciting to save someone's life. Anyway, thanks, Jedi.
Oh. Shit. I wonder what happened to her that left her in this state, like that forced her to get these augments. Are they dropping it into the heap?
Must be getting close to their home.
Uh-oh. This just was shiny!
I think we're in trouble.
Oh no.
I think we're food.
Oh no. Damn you, trash crabs!
Get ready to jump for it! Wait! How come I'm always wrong about who's the good guy?
It does seem to be a running gag here. See, after all this, they brought the ship to them. They could have just waited. Nice. Oh. All right, we need to get off of that thing. Well, we need to detach these things from the ship. And then get in the ship and get the hell off of this trash heap. And just like that, KB needed repairs again.
KB! KB, are you okay?
No.
Anne, you help fix my Augs.
Yeah, we made a new microfuse for her resonator housing and then you saved us!
Yeah, but I never should have left you guys. I'm sorry, I was being
No, you were amazing! And you even got the ship and everything!
KB, I am so sorry for not listening.
No, I'm sorry.
For not telling
I
you.
was afraid to tell you when there's things I can't do.
It's okay. You're my best friend.
My best friend.
Oh.
Do you guys hear that?
That got me, man. Oh, book it! That thing's about to smelt your ship!
We gotta save our ship! Anybody know how to start this thing?
I watched 33 and Jude do it. I think it was something like this.
God, thank goodness she's got a fantastic memory. I mean, these augments probably really help, but let's go. She's a fast learner.
So we can take off!
Too long. I'll go jumpstart the engine. Wait, KB, who's gonna fly the ship?
You did it last time. Yes, let's go. Oh no. I don't know, man.
No, we're not. I'll see if I can shoot that thing off!
Oh, we're coming together. All their little experiences throughout this little adventure are paying off. Uh-oh, though. It just smashed that cannon. Okay, the front cannon. We gotta worry about hull damage right now, though. Ooh, this thing's probably tanky as shit, though. Oh. Yeah, full reverse. Damn you and your fucking weird teeth. Get your grubby mitts off our ship.
Not working! Ah, it's jumped on too hard! Engine's overheating!
I have to blow it off the hull.
Well, how do we do that?
The emergency hull demolition sequencer.
Oh, push the bad button.
Never, ever touch it.
Well, screw what he said. I mean, right now, we don't have a lot of options. All right. Oh, whoa. What the hell? Oh, it's got like an outer layer. Oh, okay. So it had like additional armoring plated around all of it. They were a little sleeker, a little more streamlined. Almost makes you wonder why that was on there to begin with. I guess maybe armoring additions because it is a pirate ship. So they probably added additional plating. And if they needed to make a getaway or whatever, they could just eject that. Damn! Oh, Bryce, fucking coming in here and cleaning house as always. That was a nice little episode, man. Obviously picking up where we left off and getting us back into the field, back into the swing of things. You know, obviously our little crew getting away after Jude's betrayal and trying to make their way out of here. And obviously he didn't make it back to their ship, thankfully. He got intercepted by Brutus and his crew and taken aboard for trial. I understand they don't trust him, but the dude literally came out of that port just covered in treasure. Like, you think you might have heard the guy out a little bit or even went back the reverse way and plundered the hell out of that place. And who knows, maybe they did and we just didn't see it, but he got taken aboard and he's pleading his case. Once again, he's using that high charisma stat and try to sway them to his side, plead his case. He does it nicely by starting off to relating to them, to connecting to them. How long have you been hungry? At least this time, unlike the previous times, he has a Republic credit, an old Republic credit, to at least show what he's saying has some tangibility to it. And they've seen a bunch of it with the children, and it's all tied to that, at least. So he's at least been able to sway them and get one more chance with them. So they're going to go off and see if he's telling the truth, if they can find that mint. Meanwhile, the kids, they took their little dive and escaped through the sewers, through the trash chute, very Star Wars, and came out here, but KB was injured. KB was messed up from being around the baths, around the steam, all that. So that kind of reframes a little bit of that one scene in the last episode when Fern was like, are you worried about corrosion? And she said, no, it's just gross. So she was covering for her condition. She didn't want to admit that she can't keep up, that there are things she can't do. So she tried to pass it off as like, no, it's just icky. I don't want to go down there. When the reality of it is, in fact, what Fern said. It's her augs, it's her augments. Like, being around all that steam, all those chemicals could damage it. Because of Fern and her lifestyle, the way she lives, she's just always running off, always getting into scraps. She's racing speeders back home. She's doing all of these little things, spouting her lies, spinning her tails. Because growing up the way she has, I presume she just likes to kind of lash out, you know, not fall in to the same mold that her parents trying to cram her into. She's a rebel. And I don't know if they mentioned what happened to KB, but I wonder if there's some sense of responsibility there as well, that maybe she got caught up in one of their little adventures as kids, you know, because I think that, you know, what brought them together was obviously her smart. She helped with her speeder. She helped with all these things. And she was talking about she didn't want to not have any friends again. So she feels like this bond that she has with her is contingent on her being able to keep up. And she thinks if she tells her the truth, she will in fact leave her behind and not consider her. But the reality of the situation, I think she's just internalizing her own fears at this moment because, you know, Fern did express concern, you know, in the last episode. She asked about it. She's like, is it your augs? So she's aware of that potentially being a thing, but she's afraid that this might cost her the friendship. You know, counter to KB's own fears about herself, you know, Neel, by nature of his species, is having a hard time climbing up the side of that cliff face. You know, his hands don't get into the grooves very well enough, and she adapted. She grabbed that rope, tied them together, and helped him along the way. I think KB's fear is more what this is about than the reality of what Fern's doing. Clearly, Neel wasn't able to do anything of the sort. He was having a hard time keeping up, but she heard him out and listened, adapted, and helped him up. And, you know, had she spoken above her fear, like powered through that fear and expressed this, how she's feeling, you know, about what she can and can't do now, I think Fern would have heard her out. But also, maybe that shows that she wasn't being considerate of Neel as well. So you could look at that in two different ways, that she is open to people's differences and these other things, and she's willing to help, but it's more so that she's willing to put them in these positions where they're knowingly going to need help. When you're a kid, man, your friends are everything. And especially if you didn't have any at a certain point, once you finally do have some, you really kind of latch onto that and you get real scared about falling back into that loneliness. But the thing is now too, though, because of all of this, you know, she's got more friends now too. You know, Wim and Neel, like, they formed this kind of bond, this friendship over the course of this, where they were previously in two very separate groups. And they've kind of bridged that gap through all of this. Wim, though, again, did put his faith in the wrong place, though. And it's like, oh, look, they're crabs. They're intelligent because they can talk. Well, they were just parroting what he was saying. It wasn't really intelligence. But he followed them right back to their nest where the big old mama was coming in to try to, like, munch. But then they worked together, got each other free. He was able to help repair KB, gave her a nice little reality check and wake up call as well, a little bit. Some reinforcement, some re-encouragement, because that's the one thing about Wim, though, is his outlook is very, very bright. And I think that helped her a lot. I think this pairing, in a way, really helped what was going on between Fern and KB, because, you know, this whole thing she thought was about her capability. And meanwhile, Fern, you know, insisted and persisted with her plan despite everything else, and was stuck with somebody who had trouble following through on it, but that agreed, and she had to adapt. Meanwhile, she's back here lamenting, and then she makes this connection and realization that regardless of what may or may not happen, if she needs to voice her concerns, she needs to face reality, and the reality of the situation is that even if, in the small chance that she does this, Fern doesn't see her anymore, she's not going to be alone. She's made new friends. I like the way they paired off. I like the way they kind of found these little glimmers of light and direction in these two very different ways, but both that were very relevant to what the characters were going through, so that Wim and Neel kind of became these vehicles for helping the other two through what was going on. I thought that was really cool. And then they got into the ship, calling on their previous histories throughout this, like when Jude was telling them how to run everything when he put them in the turrets. You know, Neel had to fly before when they were trying to escape back on the moon planet. And then we're just piecing all these different things together from throughout the season up until this point, and they were able to get away. And they ejected the hull because this thing was buried into the hull. If that had not just been an additional like layer that was added to the ship, there was no way they'd be space viable. And it just makes me wonder like why he said not to ever touch that button. Maybe it's because he expects them to get in some scraps, some scuffles, and that is extra armor plating. It's to keep themselves strong. But here it was like pulling away, shedding that weight, and they got away. I don't know. I thought that was cool. And maybe there's some element of it that I'm not thinking about right now, but another fantastic episode. I love this show. This show is so much fun, so much heart. I love this little pirate adventure that we're on. But we got 2 episodes of this left, and I'm excited to see how it comes to a close, man. We're all heading to Atten now. Both sides have the coordinates, and that's where we're going, man. But guys, I'm going to leave it there and pass it off to you. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny Sherritt, Your Course Scott, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, and Russell Crockett. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. But until then, may the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.